All right, Head Coach Angel Elderkin, can you start with an opening statement?
Just a real gritty win for our team. I think ULM really gave us a really good game. I know looking at them, you can look at their record, etc., but we knew coming in that they were playing some really good basketball. Their game had gotten canceled at Coastal, so they were kind of waiting for us fresh. And I just thought our team, we were just with our alumni, and they reminded me of, kind of a talk I had done with them when they were here, and it was about excellence doesn't blink. And a lot of the alumni just told our team they felt like we didn't blink. Like they made a run, we kept our composure. We never really played afraid to win. We played to win, not afraid to lose, if you will. And so I'm just really proud of them for that and growing in that area.
This was a kind of an odd game in a lot of ways. It seemed like at different times you were on the verge of blowing them out, and they would stabilize things and make a run at you. There were a lot of substitutions today. Obviously, you were managing minutes quite effectively and stuff like that. What was going on just with the lack of rhythm with the game today?
Last game we played our zone, and we had Brooke Fraser up at the top, and we thought we've settled in now. Okay, we could be really good. And then this morning, we learned that she's not out. She can't play today because of an injury, and so then it was like, oof. And then we've been kind of really rewarding our starters in terms of their behavior and culture. And then I agree with you. There was a part in the second half. It was third quarter. It was 40-28. I think probably as coaches we were like, okay, we're gonna pull away. A couple of the starting guys were tired. We go with some subs, and then they bang a three, and then it's a ball game. So it's something that I'm going to have to look at. We've gone to more of a substitution pattern, and I think today our pattern was a little thrown off because we had more players in it. So last game it was like we knew we had 8, and we stepped to the 8. Right. Today we have 11, and it was a little bit tougher. Really good observation by you, though, to pick up on that.
You mentioned Fraser's absence, and that was obviously something right from the beginning. It's like, oh, where's Fraser? That kind of thing. Did that make you have to adjust a lot of things late in the going, or do you always kind of have contingency plans?
We had to kind of think about so Janae Sanders usually plays the back line of the zone, and the top requires, somebody like Mariah who just defense. And so we were concerned about that, but then we went with Brooke, and Brooke usually gives us that. So, we were really more worried about what Mariah brings to the table defensively. But I thought, like you said, there were spells, like, you look at the first half and we hold them to 22, and then the third and the fourth quarter, it's 20 and 19. And I don't know if it's fatigue. I think our team has had a tough stretch. Like when we went to Arkansas, we played 2 tough games after COVID, right, being off. Then we get stuck. We can't get home because of the storm. We lose a practice day. And I just feel like there's been a lot of adversity. So I think to get out of here with a win is really good for our team. They're at home. Now we can get them off their legs, give them, a good 48 hours to recover and just reset.
You mentioned Brooke, and I was going to ask you about her specifically and her playing that point position on the zone like Fraser has been doing. How much of a lift did it give to you having her back today? And, maybe the stats are not, if you just looked at the stats, you wouldn't say, oh, she played a great game. But her and Sanders in particular had really, really good floor games today.
I agree. And I think when Brooke subbed in, she was like a 5-point spark that we needed. Like we weren't scoring. And that's the thing when Brooke's out of the lineup. If you look at the stat sheet, you'll be like, you can make do. She just plays so hard. You can't, you just cannot measure her work ethic on a stat sheet, and so she's really important to us. She also does a really good job just rebounding, and I know she only got 2 today, but, you can count on her for some steadiness, experience, especially when we're even talking about Monroe. There's a lot of kids in the locker room that just don't know Monroe, but the kids that have played here do. So, she's just that blue-collar kid for us.
You got significantly out-rebounded in the first half, and then in the second half you pretty much flipped that around. What happened with that?
You know, I just, something that we just constantly emphasize with our group. This is a group that we've had to be on from the rebounding. We started that third quarter and we got 6 points off second chance points, and I really think Emily Carver and KK Porter kind of set the tone with that. But defensive rebounds is going to be something that we're going to have to continue to work on. In Lex, I mean, look at Lex's stat line. She had 16 of our 36. And
8 in each half, too.
yeah, I mean, it's just, she's unbelievable for what she's been bringing to our program.
Emily gave you a very significant lift right at the beginning of the second half. What did you see from her today in regards to that?
You know, it's interesting because when we got to halftime, I was like, we're missing Emily because she had gotten the 2 fouls. She's a scorer. Like, we recruited that kid. She was one of the top scorers in the state, first team All-State. She hasn't been a disappointment at all. She's also somebody that's been kind of we have to limit her minutes just because of a lower ankle injury. But, like, I just think when we need a bucket, she always answers. I love coaching her.
Do you think that just this still being a relatively young team, that they're still maybe figuring out how to put away an opponent, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I definitely think for sure. We haven't been, it's crazy because if you look at our roster, if you look at our schedule and you point the games as when everybody's been available to compete, I think it's been Arc State. I mean, we haven't physically, so today we tip, we don't have Mariah. Thursday we tip, we've got Brooke, Faith, Aaliyah out. We also had Aaliyah out today. Little Rock, Aaliyah goes down. I mean, we've constantly, once when we start settling into a rotation, it seems like we have an injury. But what I love about our group is, Brooke comes in that first quarter, she gives us a spurt. Emily starts the third quarter, she gives us a spurt. So I think if we can continue to stay balanced and keep enough of them healthy, with Lex being a huge, huge piece, I think this team has a ton of potential.
After a tough start or a tough stretch, end of December, end of non-conference, that kind of stuff, all of a sudden you look up and you've won 3 games in a row. What's that say about just the progress of the team?
We've tried to just challenge them every day to come in with a 1-0 mentality, whether it's practice, whether it's a game, just 1-0. Can we win the day? And I honestly think that the games that we missed, there was a little bit of a silver lining in that we were able to really get everybody healthy. We were able to not just get healthy on the floor, but just get mentally and just really get our team all on the same mission. So I'm proud of our group. We have won 3 in a row, but Monday when we get back together, it'll be the same mission, 1-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep.